Commencement of a building project. The E38 building plan is a two-story building with offices, storerooms, and conference room. There are three main phases after a project plan is being approved: site planning or preparation phase, execution phase, and project closing phase. The first phase includes scheduling, calculating cash flow, and tendering a project, site clearing, site surveying, soil testing, site investigation, and site planning design. The main parties involved in this step are the project manager, quantity surveyor, contractor, and design consultants. The main role of the project manager is to schedule the project in the logical steps, calculate the cash flow to control the cost, timeline, and resources of the project, also interpret and explain the drawings to the administrative staff. And the main role of the quantity surveyor is to estimate materials and time labor cost, preparing, negotiating, and analyzing the cost of a contract, also prepare and evaluate the tender documents from the bidders for the contractor, to choose the best tender documents suitable for the project. Site clearing includes grubbing, stripping soil, removal of trees, demolition if needed, basically getting rid of any obstacles that may affect the construction process. Main parties involved: contractor and skilled workers. If demolition plan is needed, the land surveyor, client, and his professional advisor play a vital role. The acts and regulations related to the site clearing can be found in the JKR Standards Specification and Building Works. Section B on excavation and earthworks. Section R on landscaping and turfing works. Site surveying includes lining building according to zoning, locate the building boundaries, and verify vertical and the horizontal location of the site in the construction plan. The main parties involved are the land surveyor and contractor. Soil testing and site investigation includes geotechnical investigation of the site and its nearby location, identifying different types of soil in site, doing several tests on the soil to make sure that it can handle the structure, then gathering all the information and put it in a report for the engineer to refer to. Main parties involved are geotechnical consultants, engineers, clients, and architect. Site plan design includes indicating placement of septic systems on site and making permanent record of what is underground, basically preparing the site for construction works. The main parties involved is a licensed design consultant, can either be an engineer, architect, landscape architect, or land surveyor. The relevant governments involved in the site planning/preparations are Jabatan Kerja Raya (JKR) and Jabatan Perancangan Bandar dan Desa (JPBD). The execution phase, as you can see from the picture, it starts from the foundation and ends with the landscaping. The acts and regulations related to the execution phase are: foundation, that can be found in the UBBL Universal Building Bylaw Section 73. Structural can be found in the UBBL Universal Building Bylaw Part 6 in the Constructional Requirements Section 106. Internal water plumbing can be found in the JKR of Malaysia 2005 on Section K. Internal sanitary plumbing regulation is based on the British standard or European standard that can be found in JKR 2014 Section L, water reticulation, internal plumbing systems, and sanitary fittings. Firefighting. The standard requirement of firefighting can be found under the UBBL Part 8, Fire Alarm, Fire Detection, Fire Extinguishment, and Firefighting Access, Section 244. Mechanical ventilation can be found under UBBL Part 7, Fire Requirement on Section 200. Internal electricity can be found under the License Supply Regulation by TNB 1990. external water supply system and sewage reticulation can be found under the JKR Building and Specifications Section L on water reticulation. External electrical supply system can be found under the JKR Building and Specifications Section A on preliminaries and general conditions. Drainage system can be found under the JKR Building and Specifications Section S on drainage works. Road can be found under the JKR Building and Specifications Section P, Road and Hard Standing. The parties involved in the execution phase are the client, project manager, quantity surveyor, supplier, contractor, architect, and the interior designer. The relevant governments related to the execution phase are Jabatan Alam Sekitar, JAS, Jabatan Kerja JKR, Suruhanjaya Perkhidmatan Air Negara, SPAN, Jabatan Bomba dan Penyelamat Malaysia, JBPM, Tenaga Nasional Berhad, TNB, Perbadanan Bekalan Air Pulau Pinang, the Water Authority, and finally the Department of Safety and Health. The project closure phase includes waste disposal, issuance certification of completion and compliance, handing over the project, defect liability period, final account, and evaluation. In the waste disposal stage, all waste from the construction site, including packaging materials, broken pallets, etc., must be disposed of in a safe, environmentally responsible manner. The CCC is a written document issued by the local authority stating that the building or facility in the state can be occupied and used in a compliance with the building code and public health. The PSP, principal submitting person, which usually is an architect, have to submit the CCC to the client and a copy of the certificate to the local authority and professional boards. 2 weeks before the expiry of defects liability period, a final inspection shall be held with the SO to review the requirements of any alternation or replacement in order to gain approval for final handing over. If any portions of the work are found not acceptable under any terms, the contractor shall handle it immediately before the date of final handing over. In the final account, only registered quantity surveyor can prepare variations and final account. The final step in the project closure phase is very important because it allows all team members to evaluate, document, and learn from the project. A final team meeting is usually held and led by the project manager to officially mark the ending of the project. The acts and regulations found in the project closure phase are: waste disposal policy can be found in environmental quality, the scheduled wastes regulations in 2005. Clearing, cleaning, and making good on completion of site, which can be found in the JKR standard specifications in Section A and Section R. Certificate of completion and compliance, which can be found in the Street Drainage and Building Act in 1974. Act number 133, Section 7021. Defect liability period, which can be found in Schedule of Housing Development, Control and Licensing Act in 1966 and Housing Development Control and Licensing Regulations in 1989. And finally, the Final Account Policy, which can be found in the Quantity Surveyors Act in 1967. Act 487, Part 4, Section 8. Parties involved in the project closure phase are the project manager, quantity surveyor, architect, contractor, and all other parties involved before.